Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just when you think it don't get any spicier. And now we have more breaking news. More sources saying this, saying that, saying that. It's time to get down into the nitty gritty. But what's going on, family? Before we jump into all this, just want to tell you guys that I hope you're having an amazing start to your week. Happy Monday. That you are blessed, that you are well, that you are healthy, that you're in good spirits. I know with so much going on, a lot of people are, hotter than fish grease is what I say. Hotter than fish grease, or feel like they've been lied to. People want transparency and accountability. One of the things that people voted for President Trump and this current administration. But this whole Epstein thing it's went all over the place, and it's not looking so great right now. And but we just got more news earlier that the Trump administration will be releasing more evidence and will be coming out to be more transparent with this Epstein situation. But now we have more breaking news, and it's saying Congress is attempting to prevent Ghislaine Maxwell from disclosing Jeffrey Epstein's client list. And I know how y'all feel about Miss Maxwell. And oh boy, they say is she gonna make it past this week? We're gonna hear at the did she commit something? Will she end up dead? Oh boy. And some of them people say, give me a break. Any hard evidence was destroyed years ago. Trump isn't on some list. Biden isn't on some list. And if they were, we would already know about it. Plus, that sick beep is going to say anything to get out of prison. Remember that? It says she will be dead before she could testify, or sick. You think after all this trouble, they'll let her speak openly? No one is going to believe anything out of a criminal in prison says. Ghislaine Maxwell is a complete liar and has no Epstein information. She would have talked about it during her trial. Yeah, you go through these comments, everybody's saying all kind of things, and then they're posting this right here. Trump, stop talking about Epstein. No one cares about it. And, that has infuriated the base. And again, they're saying now Trump he sees what his base is saying, and they're now going to come out with more stuff and be more transparent. And that's what Laura Trump just said earlier on the show. And someone says this is false. No way this is true. But oh boy. Says Ghislaine Maxwell, she is prepared to testify before Congress and expose the truth behind Jeffrey Epstein's secret client list. As the only person ever jailed in connection to Epstein crime, she claims she's ready to finally tell the American people what really happened. Says she would welcome the opportunity to speak under oath and reveal the full story. Oh boy. And he says Maxwell should be allowed to testify in front of Congress on the Epstein situation and should be public. Not any of this closed door hearing. BS that we'll never actually get any information out of. Let the American people listen and decide. And as you can see, many are saying it has to be public. It says any cover up will make people suspicious. Expose it all. And that's what we want. For everything to be exposed. That's what we advocate for on this channel, But Brittany says that the problem is 80% of Congress is probably involved somehow or some way. What do y'all think about that? And y'all know what I think about Congress. I think we ought to go down there in Washington and just put people in handcuffs, rough them up, put them against the wall, on the floor, shake them down, audits, investigations. Yeah. Handcuffs and term limits. Investigations, interrogations, everything. That's what I think gotta happen. I think a lot of people agree with me. Do y'all? If you do, hit the like button. Hit the like button, and in the comment section, put your hands behind your back. Put your damn hands behind your back. That's what I want to see. Every day I wake up thinking, who's getting arrested today? You know, if it's one of them illegal criminal aliens, and one of them people, one of the judges, somebody, they got the judge, she was harboring the illegals in the house. They walk her big butt out. Yeah, somebody got to go. You know, what's his name? He riding the Kingpin MS-13 gang leader riding around in Nebraska in his Nissan SUV. He got off Facebook Marketplace for a good deal. He riding around enjoying the sunset. And they made him do the Dougie and walked him out. Seeing the senator get arrested or detained, you know, just seeing a senator, a California senator at that, being put in handcuffs was just such a beautiful thing. What was his name? Jose Padilla? What was that fella name? It wasn't Alex. I think it was Jose Padilla. And they put that brother in handcuffs. Yeah, this was good. They put the other judge in handcuffs, walk him out. You know? They don't care for the people anyways. They just want the criminals to go back out and commit another crime. They have no common sense. You know, I tell you, these judges, the enemy of the people, these activists, you know. But Miss Maxwell, I tell you, oh Lord, look at this. Oh, I tell you, that AI is good. That AI is good. That AI is good. It says breaking. Maxwell's new cell guard has been assigned. Clinton Dio. I tell you, man. But let me say when it says, when some people say the Epstein clown list doesn't exist, only Maxwell ever and only ever trafficked young women to Epstein himself. This video comes to mind. We know he had multiple clients, so please stop with the BS and release the files.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
Breaking story. ABC News has just given Project Veritas a statement about the leaked tape our ABC insider gave us, and we released this morning. Here is the statement from ABC Corporate. It reads, quote, "At the time, not all of our reporting met our standards to air, but we have never stopped investigating the story. Ever since, we've had a team on this investigation and substantial resources dedicated to it. That work has led to a 2-hour documentary and a 6-part podcast that will air in the new year." I mean, this sounds like a cover-your-ass lawyer-speak response, no big surprise there, but more importantly, no real explanation of why this bombshell interview by Amy Robach with Virginia Roberts never aired. Now, we also received a statement from Amy Robach herself. Here is that statement. I'm going to read part of it to you. Quote, "As a journalist, as the Epstein story continued to unfold last summer, I was caught in a private moment of frustration." This is exactly the opposite of what she actually said on the set.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail. I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. Well, then I got a little concerned about why I couldn't get on.
Now that right there sounds like the real story, because sometimes in private, we are more honest. So we believe that there's a lot more to this story than what ABC News is telling us on the record. ABC News' statement and Amy Robach's statement are in conflict with her, quote, private moment of frustration, unquote. But here's the thing. Our ABC News insider still works inside the network. So stay tuned, America, for more insider information and for more
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Ghislaine Maxwell is a
What Benny saying? There's only one path to fixing the Epstein memo crisis. Hold press conferences, explain where the evidence is and why it's sealed. Promise release of all evidence after Ghislaine Maxwell final appeal. Drag in Bill Clinton for questioning. Restore faith and trust.
Ghislaine Maxwell holds the key to so much of this. Ghislaine Maxwell is alive. She's currently in prison. She's serving a 20-year sentence for trafficking children to nobody, remember? Her sentence, of course, is sort of a proxy. What they were going to do to Epstein, they're now doing to Maxwell. Here's what I found out yesterday. There is no further information at the FBI. The FBI doesn't really house trial evidence. The FBI doesn't prosecute people. The FBI refers for prosecution, but the Department of Justice are the prosecutors. They make the final decisions. The vast majority of the Epstein evidence currently resides inside of a place called the Southern District of New York. I was told yesterday on a phone call by a federal official, what do you want us to release? You know, there's bad images. You know, there's bad and nasty stuff there. I don't need that. Nobody needs any abuse material on the internet. That's not what we're asking for. The bloody and insulting idea that we're all like out here calling for the release of child abuse material is probably the most insulting thing about all of this, actually. That's what we're like ravenous for. Shut up! Makes me so angry because it's like attacking the base. No, what we're saying is that our own FBI has this photo. We've played it, we've shown it a million times. There's a bin of hard drives with yellow evidence tape wrapped around them, put there by Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, sure, there's probably some very naughty and very nasty photos on here. Jeffrey Epstein was a horrible person. But that's not all that's on there. How many terabytes of information are on all those hard drives? You're telling me that that's all that's on there? I don't believe you. I don't. And that only Epstein appears in all of the nasty images? What happened was an insult to all of us. Has to be fixed immediately. There needs to be press conferences on this, about how this process works, where this evidence is, why it's locked up, what it's being used for, and a promise that after Ghislaine Maxwell exhausts her last appeal, that it will all be released, all of it. And there's one final fix. No statute of limitations on rape, no statute of limitations on child abuse. Has Bill Clinton ever been brought in for questioning on this? You know what a Trump administration could do to actually truly rectify all of this is to say, you know what? Only all was their client list, but one of them was the president. And so it's time to bring in Bill Clinton for some serious questioning about this. Bill Clinton had Jeffrey Epstein visit the White House dozens of times. Dozens. All right? Look at Ghislaine Maxwell here in this photo. Look at her. Glaring at, but look, they know. One of Jeffrey Epstein's victims says, he says Clinton liked him young, referring to little girls. These are in the documents. This is not up for debate. We have the evidence. Here's a way that you restore the faith in the American people. You explain what this painting is. Explain to the American, go bring Bill Clinton in and ask him, what's that exactly? Why are you wearing Monica Lewinsky's famous blue dress with DNA evidence on it in this chair? Has anybody credibly ever asked, in a real interview setting about this? Like when you're in a chair and you can't get away, that's what we need. That's how you restore faith and trust.
And then they got Bill doped up. Bill come out there doped up or campaigning for President Trump and saying, yeah, maybe this one that taking place if we actually was vetting at the border. We actually had borders. He come out there campaigning for Trump this past election. They ought to walk Bill out and put him in handcuffs. I tell you, But I know there's a lot of us creators. They call us influencers or MAGA or right wingers. And, we're on so much pressure right now and being dragged through the mud and seeing some of the people in the comment section, some you know, family members even saying, I'm going to unsubscribe. I think we should just move on from this. We'll never get it. This won't come out. You know, a lot of people putting Benny on fire and trash talking Benny. I see that in the comment section too. You know, again, let me know how you guys feel about all this, man. You know, but they're talking about Maxwell and Congress and Rhino Republicans. You know, it says William Maxwell report is ready to expose the names on the Epstein client list, and you know everybody's posting this all over the place. And then look what people are saying. Ghislaine Maxwell did not hang herself next week. You know, all of a sudden she ends up unalived. You know, so that's what everybody's saying right now on the internet. You know. And this tweet, and this post, what he just said, Hampshire Mitchell that posted this, it went viral. Whew. Millions of hits. And then they got the Hillary Clinton memes. It says, why is she in jail? I thought it was all a misunderstanding. These are such tired, repeated posts. Block. I tell you. Ghislaine Maxwell will tell whatever they want. CCTV about to skip a few minutes. I tell you. What?
List all your wishes. That's a wish list, dude. You got your Amazon and Santa Claus.
Some of y'all need help. Some of y'all need help now. Y'all just be posting all kind of stuff on the internet. Some of y'all need help. You know. All this stuff. She will be on the outside in no time at all. She probably thinking that it's only a way to stay alive. Y'all get your popcorn ready. Oh boy. You know, but is ready to tell the American people the truth about Jeffrey Epstein client before Congress, according to the Daily Mail. A source told the outlet Maxwell is happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. Despite the rumors, Gazelle was never offered any kind of plea deal. She will be more than happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. This source said, according to the Daily Mail. No one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows. She remains the only person to be jailed in connection to Epstein. She would welcome the chance to tell the American people the truth. Maxwell was convicted in 2022. Her role in exploiting abusing minor girls. Last week, DOJ claimed that there was no client list. Trump also said nobody cares about Epstein, suggesting we should just move on. Yeah.
No, he didn't. I don't believe he did. I believe that he was murdered. Well, shocked. And I wondered how it had happened. Because as far as I was concerned, I was sure he was going to appeal. And I was sure that he was covered under the non-prosecution agreement.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in the indictment. So I wasn't mentioned. I wasn't even one of the co-conspirators. I believe that he was murdered.
She has no shame, she has no heart, she has no conscience.
For Virginia Giuffre and survivors like her, there is no disputing the facts. As the court found, Ghislaine Maxwell procured underage girls for Jeffrey Epstein. She groomed them, sexually abused and trafficked them. In many ways, some say, she was even worse than the despicable Epstein.
I don't mean to sound sexist in any way, shape, or form, but I expected it from a man, but I didn't expect it from a woman. And, yeah, I think that's what hurts the most.
What do you make of Ghislaine Maxwell's decision to speak from jail like this?
It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise because it gives her still that feeling that she's in control, even behind bars. And I think she's doing it for attention. Slow down so I can understand. Tell me what happened.
For years now, she's been treating women who, as girls, were abused by Epstein and Maxwell. Is she a monster?
I think in many ways she is. What Ghislaine did, she hunted, she preyed on these girls and procured them for sexual exploitation and sexual trafficking. That's a monster.
But from behind bars, Maxwell is determined to present a selfless side as she discusses her future with brother Kevin.
If you, when you win your appeal and get out of prison, do you think you'll be accepted again by the people who were once your friends?
Well, I can't know what my friends will do or won't do. I mean, my focus won't be on that. I will always turn to what I've now decided that will form the rest of my life, which is helping other people who are or have been incarcerated.
I just would like to say thank you so much, and it's such an honour to be here.
Attaching herself to causes is not new for Ghislaine Maxwell.
I'm here representing civil society.
It was not that long ago, in an attempt to distance herself from Epstein, her great passion was to save the planet's oceans.
The deep sea and the wild animals that live there.
Now it's other inmates and, of course, herself, with yet another spin on her relationship with former boyfriend Epstein.
When you look back, and what do you think your biggest mistake was?
I honestly wish I'd never met her, because I didn't know that he was so awful. I mean, obviously now, looking back with hindsight, of course.
Do you consider yourself a victim of Jeffrey?
Well, I don't love the use of the word victim, but clearly the fact that I worked for him and that I spent time with him and knew him has devastated my life and hurt many people that I love and hold dear that are around me.
Do you believe that?
I don't. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein was an opportunity to her, and I believe that she was an opportunity to Jeffrey Epstein. Without Jeffrey, I don't believe that Ghislaine could have maintained the lifestyle that her father gave her for most of her life.
Well, he paid her $30 million.
That's exactly right. And he got plenty in return.
Her domineering father, the disgraced media baron, Robert Maxwell. He fleeced hundreds of millions of dollars from his employees' pension funds before his body was found floating in the Atlantic Ocean, having apparently fallen overboard from his yacht, the Lady Ghislaine. The official cause of his mysterious death in 1991 was heart attack and accidental drowning. But in echoes of her response to Epstein's suicide, Ghislaine believes in something more sinister, as she revealed in this interview in 1992.
What do you feel? What happened to him? You'll never know, so you'll never be 100% sure of exactly what took place. The only thing I'm sure of is that he did not commit suicide.
I feel that Robert and Jeffrey have very similar qualities. And I feel that Ghislaine spent most of her life trying to please her father. And her father groomed her to be this socialite, to learn how to read people and manipulate and exploit people.
People who spent time with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein when they were together say that
Boy, oh
Ghislaine's
boy, oh
deeply in love
boy.
with Jeffrey Epstein, that she would do anything for him.